Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Yes. All right, this gets me juiced. I love it because, once again, as you can see, right? Hey, I'm an old fart. I ain't got no hair, right? I love grass. I can't. There's the Eagles, right? More than anything, I just can't. But just right underneath the Eagles would be probably artificial turf. Once again, I'm an old fart, so please forgive me. I like dirt. I like mud, grass. The dome stadiums. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely beautiful, breathtaking, nice. I mean, the concession stands, the seats, everything. It really is pretty. I got to give you credit there, right? But I'm once again, right? There's no hair there. I'm an old time fart. It's football. It's supposed to be outdoors, not in the dome stadium. If it's raining out, play in the rain. If it's snowing out, play in the snow, right? There's dirt. There's supposed to be mud. There's slop. There's grass. That's what I like. I love the grass, right? So when I first started watching, the Giants were playing at Yankee Stadium. And so from I started watching in 70. So from 70 to 75, the 70, 71, and 72, they played in Yankee Stadium. It was on grass. First 2 games of 73, they were in Yankee Stadium. It was on grass. The final 12 they played the final 5 home games of 73, they played in the Yale Bowl. It's on grass. The 7 home games in 74 was in Yale, on grass, the Yale Bowl. 75, they played in Shea Stadium, on grass. 76, Giant Stadium opened up, artificial turf. So I love grass, love dirt, right? After the game's over with, the guys dirt and mud and slop all over. That's football. That's for me anyway. But I love seeing grass. And I think it was from 2000 to 2000. I think it was 2. So I think it was 3 years. The Giants had grass. They tried to change over, but it just never worked out. What Mr. Mara was talking about a lot was what happened was basically almost every week there's a game being played out. It was at the time, it was Giant Stadium, and it was in the Northeast. It was very difficult to keep grass in a good condition when every week there was a game being played on it. Right, it's basically kind of like one week maybe the Giants played on it, the next week the Jets would play on it, then the Giants. Or sometimes if you had the Giants playing at 1:00 on a Sunday, Monday night you got the Jets maybe playing on there. So it was very, very difficult. Possibly, what maybe, like what the Eagles do, or the maybe the Bears or the Packers, the teams in the North and all of that who actually play on grass, right? But there's only like one team that plays here. It's just the Eagles, it's just the Packers, right? Or the Commander, So I think he said kind of like somewhere along the line, if there's ever a point in time maybe where the Giants were, the only team in their stadium, and the Jets had their own stadium or something like that, they would probably put grass out there. Obviously, because it's a lot of the players. Now they might have stats and this and that and everything, but listen to the players. Players, at least most of them anyway, want to play on grass, right? So, but obviously MetLife Stadium, they got grass. Well, but that's because of the World Cup coming to town. So this is from the Post, right? New York Post. NFLPA taking notice of grass field at MetLife Stadium for the World Cup after safety concerns. The NFL Players Association took notice after video surfaced on X of a grass field being installed at MetLife Stadium ahead of the World Cup. The NFLPA had a telling response. Looks nice. Yes, it does. The official NFLPA account posted. And they put a hashtag, safer fields. Yes. Yes. Now you kind of wonder, is this one of the reasons why the Giants always seem to have a lot of injuries every year? Giants and Jets using artificial turf in MetLife Stadium has long been a point of contention among players due to the higher rate of injuries on the surface. And it's also kind of, right? I mean, when you're going out after a free agent, right? You're trying to sign a free agent or something like that. It takes two to tango, of course. You got to want them. They got to want to come here, right? Now, you can throw money at them, but if some of them is like, I'm in the twilight of my career, or you know what, I got bad knees, or you know what this, or you know what that, the Giants want to sign me. The Giants want to give me $10 million, but the Packers want to give me $9 million. Do I want to go where it's grass? Or do I want to make an extra $1 million and play on turf and possibly ruin my knees? I'll take grass, right? It takes two to tango. Your best ability is your availability, right? If you get hurt, can't play, right? So that's always something to think about, right? Always something to think about. Giants and Jets, right? Among point of contention due to a higher rate of injuries on the surface, and it reached a boiling point when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles on the field. Right, remember the first game of the season? What was it, like 3 snaps in? Basically, their season was over with, right? But FIFA requires real grass to be used to comply with his regulations. I'm really, really happy. It's like, if you want the World Cup to come, you got to put in grass. I really like that. Now, the thing is that, there's going to be a lot of, a lot of World Cup games being played there. I mean, there's a few. I mean, they're not playing one World Cup and then 3 weeks later they're going to play another World Cup game, and then 3 weeks later they're going to play another. It's World Cup. So they can keep the grass okay for that, but no, not for football. No. Okay. So FIFA requires real grass to comply with its regulations, and MetLife Stadium is one of the venues for the Club World Cup, which is taking place across America. NFLPA Executive Director Lloyd Howell said last year that 92% of players preferred grass fields over turf. 92%. It's really basic, Howell said last year. It's not rocket scientist. No, it's not. 92% of our union wants grass. 92% wants grass. It's not rocket scientist. And I said, it makes you kind of wonder, I don't know if you'll never know. But if you go back over the past 10 years or so, whatever, and if you could ever find how many free agents out there, maybe the Giants went after, or they didn't go out, but who said, I will not go to New York. I will not play on that garbage. If I have to play, if I sign with the Rams and we have to play the Giants that one time in there that year, it is what it is. But I will not sign with the Giants or the Jets and play on that garbage for the whole season. Not happening. You kind of wonder how many, because it takes two to tango, how many free agents out there over the past whatever, right, have not want to play on this garbage. He said 92% of our union wants grass. That's compelling. I mean, that's not even close. The bottom line is, it's unquestionable that our union wants to have a working condition where they play on grass. I couldn't agree more. Football is supposed to be played on grass, not artificial turf. Despite the willingness to install a grass field for other sports, Giants owner John Mara has maintained that it would not be sustainable for football, given that 2 teams play at the stadium, the weather, and the large amount of events at the stadium. So there's a lot of events. There are a lot of events, right? And there's 2 teams that play there. I want to get to the point where the experts can tell us that late in the season we can have a safe, playable grass field. And when we get to that point, then maybe we'll make the switch, Mara said at last year's NFL owners meeting. We're not there yet. With the amount of events in our building, particularly during the football season, having 2 teams there, and how many times last year we had back-to-back games where it rained during the first game, I can't imagine what a grass field would have looked like on the second day. Jets owner Woody Johnson last year said he and Mara regularly discussed the idea of using grass fields for football. MetLife Stadium will also host the 2026 FIFA World Cup games, including the final. So for the final, that thing better look unbelievable for the final. Grass fields will be needed next summer as well. That type of grass for soccer is not fit for football, Mara said last year. It's a completely different type of surface. They're more concerned with how the ball bounces as opposed to anything else. It'll be a temporary grass field that goes down, and that's great in June and July, no matter how many times you change it out. And we tried this back in 99 to 2001 with the natural grass field, trays, and stuff. It was not a pretty sight in December and January. Again, I think we can get there someday. I just am not satisfied with that we're there yet. So, I can understand that. I can certainly understand that. Because there were times it was really horrible, like late in the season. When they had the football, they said 99 to 2001. I think it was 2000 to 2002. Because in 2000, they went back to they had from 76 to 99, they had Giants on the side. Because in 75, when they went to Shea Stadium, they had that disco, they call it kind of tech, kind of looking NY, the big NY, when they went to Shea Stadium. 76, they went to Giants Stadium, they put Giants on the side of the helmet. So from 76 to 99, they had Giants on the side of the helmet. 2000 is when they changed back to the small NY, and they went to grass at Giant Stadium. And I think it was 2000 to 2002 they had grass at Giant Stadium, and it just, I loved it. Great. Oh, loved it, man. End of the game, the Giants are the other team walking off because there's grass and dirt on them and stuff. Man, these guys play for football. Yeah, But then it toward the end of the season, it was just really, really tough. So, with 2 teams playing on there, and once again, there's concerts there, all kinds of other stuff going on. It's very, very difficult. So, hopefully someday, either one or 2 things. Either something along the line, they'll get it where they can get, some type of grass, because they're always making different types of grass and all kinds of things and everything. So maybe they can get a type of grass that they can put in there and it can hold up. Or if there's another point in time where just say like the Jets get their own stadium, right? And then you got the Jets at one stadium and the Giants or at MetLife Stadium or whatever the case might wind up being, right? Because you figure Giant Stadium was around from 25, well, it was 35 years. MetLife Stadium's been around 15 years. So who knows? Maybe in another 20 years, maybe. Giants will start building another 20, 25 years. Maybe they'll start building another stadium. Maybe the Jets will get their own stadium. The Giants will get their own. And maybe, if you just have one football team playing in the stadium, maybe they can go back to grass. For an old fart like me, that would do my heart some well. But it is what it is.